Hello, beautiful people, and Happy New Year? What? Did that come really fast for anyone else this year? Anyway, I'm here to wish you a a Happy New Year. We're off to a great start. Really though, yeah, I just want to take some time, a quick moment, to really gracefully bow to the year that just ended. It wasn't insignificant for anyone, I don't think, I don't think? How would you? I do not think it was insignificant for anyone. So I think it was moving on. I really am one for new beginnings, as you all might have known by now, so it wasn't unnatural for me to take some time to do a little write-up about the year. I just had to take some time to just really hold in my energy and think about what the heck just happened, prepare myself to go into something new. And I think there's a bit to be said about a new year, something about the whole oh, it's literally just a new day on the calendar, it's not really different from the day before, it's up to you to make it different. I think that's definitely true, sort of, anyway. But there's also something really incredible about the entire freaking globe celebrating the end of an entire year cycle, the culmination of something significant as an entire year. Something just pretty beautiful. I really appreciate new beginnings. I feel like there's just so much energy of everyone New Year's resolutions, ending what just was. It's constantly an intention to be better at the new year, which is so cool. I don't know. So I really want to celebrate that for a moment, really appreciate it, summarize my entire year into, I did summarize my entire year into 20 items that I reflected on, which is kind of crazy. It was kind of hard to dumb it all down to that. But here we go. 20 things that I learned in 2020. This is a blog post that I made, by the way. I have a website if you didn't know that. I'll leave the link below. I don't blog post all that often, or I haven't yet anyway, but I would like that to change, and this felt good to get out there. Good new beginning, good fresh start. All right, 20 things I learned in 2020. Number 20. Number 1. 20. Healing each individual's internal emotional body inevitably heals all. Biggest takeaway from the entire year, I think. It all comes down to what's in. The roots of why we do what we do. Going internal with every trigger, every inspiration, every thought. Learning about oneself and really putting time and energy and love toward healing oneself. Bleeds out in beautiful, colorful ways to the entire world. It can't help but do that. It literally just can't help but do that. So everything comes down to healing. Number 19. Abundance is a mindset. Intentional, sustainable use of abundance is to invest in life. That doesn't make as much sense as I thought it did. Intentional, sustainable use of abundance is an investment in life. That's more appropriate. Abundance karma is real. In short, myself, as well as many others in the country, received unemployment this year. And me, as someone who has been lower middle class my whole life, I don't normally have thousands of dollars plopped into my bank account all of a sudden. And if you know my story from previously on my channel, I was living in New Mexico at the beginning of this year, working a job. I got laid off, and I came home, and I'm now living in this house that I'm in for free. I'm doing a work trade, a labor trade, helping fix it up, whatever. But I'm here for free. I don't have to pay rent. I don't have to pay bills that I normally have had to pay. So I had this abundance new to me. And yeah, I found that investing it in beautiful people, beautiful businesses, beautiful dreams, beautiful missions, investing it in myself, I really just was able to change my perspective on the value of the dollar, change my relative dollar value. I can explain so much more on that, but how we use our money is so important. Oh my god, it's so important. Really, how we invest our dollar can impact the world. And I have gratitude for the mindset of abundance, and I have gratitude for the crazy shift that occurred where I had to get laid off, and I then life turned around in a lot of ways. That's just one point, though. I don't need to talk forever about that, though I could. Number 18. Work directly with the universe as opposed to working through it. Surrendering to the universe with full trust and flow is the sweetest, safest, wisest way to find oneself on their truest, most authentic path through life. I think that sort of speaks for itself in a lot of ways. Working with the universe, surrendering and flowing with and to the universe, as opposed to using the universe as a medium to work through. Something that I learned a lot of power lies within. You can find your truest path by letting it be shown to you, as opposed to trying to control or manifest or manipulate your way through it, Number 17, listen to your body. Make conscious effort to tune into your body. Your body holds the wisdom that you seek. Yeah, this is big, but also really simple. Listen to what you need with nourishment. Listen to what you need with movement. Listen to your body, Your body will tell you what's up. Tune into your body. This body, this container for our soul, is the thing that we are living in this life. It's kind of bonkers to me that we so easily take it for granted. I have, but that has changed a lot for me. In quarantine, I made a commitment to learn yoga and really dedicate to yoga. I have also learned a lot about nutrition and health, and my eating and ethical, moral, diet views, principles in life have expanded. That's a video for another day. Movement, what you consume in any way, shape, and form, mind, body, soul, the trinity of that, Ayurveda, I think Ayurvedic principles are something that I've really been diving into. Yeah, just listen to your body. And following up with that, listen to your inner knowing. Seek within. Your spirit holds the wisdom that you seek. I think this came a lot from, with the spiritual awakening, you want to gain insight, and it may be easier or more suggested to seek out of yourself. Have someone give you a tarot reading, or have someone be a reflection of you, give you advice, I don't know. I think it's just easier, or more it's not easier. It's actually easier to look within and to seek within and to ask yourself, honestly, to meditate internally. No one can ever give you a tarot reading that will tell you what your own soul and mind can about your own life, That's a big thing that I learned because I've been looking to gain a lot of insight on myself and on my life and on my path. Numerology and astrology are really good ways to look into that as well, actually. But listen within. Listen to your inner knowing. Number 15. Love. All of that is love. Unconditional love, boundless love, innocent love, and pure love. Whew. It's a... Hi, kitty. You are so sweet. Loving to all beings as well. Love is just the answer, in all of the ways, in all of the facets. I can talk so much more about that, and I will. I will make follow-up videos on a lot of these things because this is what I can take away from an entire year of my life. This is obviously a lot of what circulates in the mind and the soul for me, you know? Unconditional, boundless, innocent, pure love for all beings, oneself, the world. Yeah. Number 14. It is incredibly healthy to accept and express our primal energies and urges. Yeah, brother, sister, friend, family. Yes. I met a woman earlier this year who makes it a point to be an animal in the forest, you know, on a mountain. Dig into the dirt with your hands and your claws and like growl and like hiss and like run around on all fours and just be the animal that we are, you know. Observe an animal and learn from their example, you know. Yeah, in so many different ways too, just in like movement and like love expression and like consumption. I don't know. I think we sometimes get wrapped up in our consciousness and our humanness. And we're really an animal at heart. Like tapping into that primal energy is really releasing of a lot of things that we probably are holding back. Number 13. Life is too short, too abundant, and too beautiful to settle for anything less than in any facet. And amazingly, it isn't necessary to ever settle. Your life is yours to create exactly as you please, juxtaposed against your incarnated fate. I'll let that speak for itself. I'll talk more on it at some point. Yeah, we're really in control in a lot more ways than is suggested to us on the surface. Number 12. It is most serving to stay present as often as possible. It is wise to reflect upon and learn from the past, and it is wise to ponder towards and manifest the future, though it is most serving to stay present, anchor in the now, as it is all that is real. All that matters is right now, and more often cases than not. Most often cases than not. Words are sort of hard sometimes. But yeah, this is a thing that I really have been working on. Yoga has helped a lot with it, truly. And working with the breath has helped a lot with this. So easy to find our minds just like spiraling toward the future or like plummeting toward the past. The now is really what it all comes down to. Nothing else really matters quite as much. And being present is honestly so important to life, to the people in your life, to your own existence, for the plants in your life, you know. Moving on. Number 11. Investing in the total health of the mind, body, and spirit is investing in all facets of life. Investing time, resources, and energy to the self is an inherent investment in all of life. Yeah, just kind of a reiteration of how much mind, body, and spirit health is everything. Checking in with all of that and then checking in with the rest of what comes is probably the most reasonable way and most effective way to exist. I know things aren't necessarily set up to attune to that naturally, or not even naturally, societally, but it's important. Mind, body, and spirit health, they freaking go hand in hand so much, you know? And I think, and I hope that if this year has taught most people as possible anything, it would be to really look inward to our health and how we care for it. Yeah. Number 10, balance. Balance in all things. I'm a Libra. It's what I really work on all the time. Too much of something, too little of something, somewhere just in the middle. In everything that I do. Everything that I consume, everything that I spend my time on, everything that I value. Constantly working on the balance. Funny enough, I made that number 10 because it's just in the middle of the both of them. Wait. No, it's not, because there's 10 and then there's 10. Moving on. Number 9. Authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability are valuable morals to hold through life. These pillars of existing will create everlasting flow toward an inevitable inner peace. Yep. Just being real. Just being honest, being authentic, being vulnerable, just being real is going to help everywhere. Energy is readable, you know? Intentions are clear. You can't be ashamed or hide or be nervous of anything about yourself if you're being the realest version of yourself, like unapologetically, you know, with that anchored in love. I tried to like gracefully reread that. That was a struggle. Inevitable inner peace. Okay, number 8, working on the self. Observing what already is and why, and finding why is this a struggle today? Working with the self, observing what already is, why it is, and finding the spaces of malleability in between is the most effective method to implement change. Working against nature will not work. This is kind of a summarization of my observation of trying to build healthier habits and trying to release of the unhealthy habits that I have or had. Yeah, I learned to observe what I'm already doing, find out why I'm doing what I'm doing, and then work with that knowing, as opposed to being like, I know that I'm naturally doing this thing, but I'm going to force myself, or at least try to force myself to do the complete opposite of that. You know, working with nature as opposed to forcing it is probably going to organically create what you want. What I've learned about myself anyway. Number 7. The universe is God. God is all. I am God. Everything, everyone, you are God. I'm the same energy as the flowers, the people, the stars, the seas, and the bees. Everything in between. Yeah. Number 6. Existence is every bit as bonkers as it seems to be, and then some. Humorously, though, somehow, eventually, what was once bonkers becomes normalcy. Expanded perception, integration, and adjustment. It's been a weird year. It was a weird year, and this year is going to be weirder. As Terrence McKenna says, it's just gonna get weirder and weirder and weirder till suddenly it's all just so weird that people can't help but talk about it. And then it becomes normal. That's kind of awesome. It's weird though. This life thing, this existence thing is bonkers. Number 5. Maintaining relationships with those closest to you is of utmost importance. Such treasures as a close companion are not to be taken for granted. Never can you say too many I love yous, I'm sorries, I appreciate yous. Speaks for itself, I think. Yeah, grateful to have really instilled that lesson and moved forward with that knowing and that value. Can't take your people for granted. Yeah. Warrior critters. Number 4. You are already working on all parts of what is coming next. If you feel lost, find faith in knowing that it just isn't in vision yet. Keep doing what you're doing and trust that the rest will unfold in proper and divine timing. Yep, that's what they call faith. Faith and flow, baby. Number 3. Magic is very real. Intention is everything. Belief is everything. I just read back to number 1 real quick because I was like, oh, should I read number 3 and 2 at the same time? They're pretty similar, so I will, just because I said it. Number 1 made me laugh, though. But number 3 and number 2. Magic is very real. Intention is everything. Belief is everything. Number 2, the veil is very thin. Everything is fluid, and this is beautiful. It's been quite the year. I will make more videos talking about that. I don't even know where to begin without saying a ton right now. Yeah. I don't think that seeing is believing. I think that believing is seeing, and I will leave it at that. And number 1, nudity is the way. Yeah. Dude, being naked is so good and so healing and so, like, why do we ever make it weird? I don't know. I spent a good amount of time naked on the mountain, in the waters, with a bunch of really awesome hippies this summer. And also spent a lot of time doing naked yoga at home by myself during quarantine. And now I'm like the naked neighbor, you know. I try not to be seen. But I don't know, I kind of took the weirdness and like the pressure and the stigma off of nudity, re-embracing my body in an unobjectified way. Golly, I don't know. Why would we do anything but that? Swimsuits? Why? To heck with the bra, you know? To heck with clothing more often than not. I don't know, being naked's awesome. Give it a try. Might find myself on a nudist commune next year. This year? This year is next year. I'm still processing that, honestly. I feel like 2020 happened so fast and so strangely. It was unlike anything else that anyone on this globe has experienced all at once. Like, whoa. And like, not to mention the Grand Conjunction that just happened. Crazy. All of it. Bonkers. So beautiful, though. What a good year. Honestly, I had a fantastic time. I really did have a fantastic time. It was gnarly in all freaking sorts of ways, but I am grateful to have been, you know, in awareness and alignment and following what felt right and doing some hard work. Yeah. Thank you, 2020. You want to see the cute little picture that I put? I'll show you. Good old Mount Shasta. Anywho, my friends, cheers to what has been. Cheers to what shall be. Let me know what resonates. Let me know what you took away from the year. Golly gee willikers, sakes alive, in all of the ways, shapes, and forms, you know? I will be talking more about all of this. If you're curious about any specific number that you want to hear more of, definitely feel free to holla, you know. Much love. I'm gonna go eat some hash browns, I think. 2021. Alright. Over and out, friends.